Tigray has been under a de facto humanitarian blockade for a year, with the Ethiopian government and Tigrayan rebels TPLF blaming each other for preventing aid from getting through. Journalists are banned from entering the region, but recently VOA travelled to the town of Sekota, just 10 kilometres away from Tigray. Here, thousands of people displaced from Tigray by war and hunger congregate each morning outside aid points, set up by the UN and non-profits. Some days they receive food, mostly they do not. Many live in hastily erected metal shelters, like Kasahun Baye, a father of 6 who arrived in Sekota from Tigray recently. This small bag of personal items is all he has. He left everything behind, including his family.
I know my family has nothing to eat, but I can't do anything. I will try to bring them here if they survive until I can go back. I'm not cruel. It's because the situation is beyond anything I am able to deal with.
Aid agencies say displaced persons staying in vast tents on the outskirts of Sekota are in a state of emergency for lack of food. In Tigray, they say some 700,000 people are living under famine-like conditions. At least 1,900 children have already died of starvation, say regional officials. But the full extent of the humanitarian disaster is not known due to an information blackout. Many are unable even to escape Tigray. Kasa Tagaru belongs to the Amhara ethnic group. She says her ethnic Tigrayan husband did not come with her and her children because he feared being killed due to his ethnicity by soldiers, either crossing the civil war's front line or when he arrived in Amhara.
Is he alive or dead from starvation or something else? My 9-year-old daughter is always asking about him.
Militia groups as well as military personnel are everywhere in Sekota, a buffer to Tigrayan forces just beyond the horizon. Rights groups have been ringing the alarm bells about ethnic-based violence and killings against Tigrayans by militias and security forces, including in the Amhara region. Establishing humanitarian corridors to allow people to escape Tigray would help alleviate the crisis, say advocacy groups.
Absolutely, there need to be more ways for civilians who are trying to flee to get out. I mean, that is a basic principle in international law. That's a very basic kind of, refugee 101 issue.
Zenash Warku is an aid worker in Sekota.
We are accepting displaced people that arrive here, even though they are from Tigray. That is part of being human. I believe people shouldn't suffer because of disagreement among politicians.
Meanwhile, desperation continues to drive people to make the treacherous journey to Sekota across these rugged hills.
The journey takes 4 days and nights without any food or water. Anyway, what have I got to lose? I would rather die trying to get out than stay here and die of hunger.
Most people who spoke to VOA said before leaving Tigray they witnessed adults and children dying of starvation. Henry Wilkins for VOA News, Sekota, Ethiopia.